you can step forward into growth or step backward into safety. Every choice is a risk of something, but without risking anything, you can't get anything. You need to teach yourself to find a balance between risking and resting. Don't just rest and hope for things to change. You're the one who needs to initiate the change. Uplift your thoughts, uplift your actions, uplift your habits, uplift your spirit. That's how to increase the strength of the magnet for miracles. My friend, today I want to share with you something very special. So every single day I start a day with reading a book. Sometimes a random book, sometimes I'm reading a certain book consistently. And today I was reading the book Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. And there's a chapter in it called Become a Student. And this chapter actually inspired me a lot because, as I'm an artist, as I'm working on something that means a lot to me, I often resonate with ideas how much we need to look at the process as being a student. Sometimes we think falsely how great we already are at what we're doing without really reminding ourselves to humble ourselves a little bit more and notice we're in the process of something so much bigger. And if we think we're already great, then we can't grow much, right? If you want to succeed at anything, remember what came before, what is going on now, and what comes next. If you want to understand what's going on right now, you need to understand what came before this, what you're doing right now. You will notice you have grown, but you will also notice maybe you are stuck right now because you got yourself to where you are right now, or you've stopped growing at a certain phase of your life, or you've just stopped doing something that was healthy for you, or you are healthy today because you've started doing something in the past that was healthy for you, right? And you've kept going with it. You've stayed consistent with it. You've stepped forward into growth. And you use safety for recharging, not wishing, not hoping, but demanding progress with action, right? So in this chapter, he wrote about a martial artist, a pioneer martial artist named Frank Shamrock. He said that each fighter, to become great, needs to have someone better than they can learn from, someone lesser that they can teach, and someone equal that they can challenge themselves against. And this was very powerful to me because I always had a mentor in my life, sometimes a physical one, someone that I was really working with and he was teaching me or she was teaching me, helping me in my business, helping me to see what I couldn't saw back at that time. And I have mentors through books, through different platforms that taught me so much about what helped me. Some are not alive anymore, and I'm studying books. And my greatest mentor is this higher intelligence that I can access to by going within and tapping into quietness. I have this kind of mentors, and therefore I'm always noticing that I am not the ideal of what I could be, and therefore there's always space for growth. There's always something that could be improved. And then we need to have someone who's lower than us so we can teach them. It gives us a sense of being important. It gives us a sense of being valuable. It gives us a sense of need for reflection of what we've learned so we can pass it on to someone else. And this is such a powerful lesson that we can apply it everywhere. It's not just, for this martial artist. It's for everyone. You always need someone you can teach, right? Because otherwise you will feel like you're not needed, or you will feel that all the skills and struggles and challenges were just not needed or not necessary or not valuable. Everything you've been through is needed somewhere. Otherwise you would not go through it. So whatever you're going through can be needed somewhere. And I want you to find a way to teach what these struggles taught you. Find a way, volunteer somewhere, help somewhere, build a platform where you can share your ideas, your knowledge. Or write a book, or write, a blog, or start doing something with it. You haven't been through it for nothing. And then have someone equal to you so you can challenge each other against, right? So you can push each other. Like when you're working out, have someone that's equal to your stamina, to your strength, so you can push each other. Whatever we are doing, we need to have someone that's on a quite equal level than we are, so we can push each other, right? Because being alone, sometimes it's tough, because you may think you're so much more evolved than you truly are, or you may think you're so much wiser than you truly are, or you may think you've already learned everything. This Frank Shamrock, this martial artist, also said, false ideas about yourself destroy you. For me, I always stay a student. That's what martial arts are about. And you have to use that humility as a tool. You put yourself beneath someone you trust. And this was so powerful. This resonates with me so much. It's not just martial art. It's art. It's any art. It's any business. It's any endeavor. It's any process. It's, maybe you're dealing with a mental health. Maybe you're dealing with certain emotional traumas. Or maybe you're dealing with certain relationship challenges in your life. And you have these false ideas about what's truly going on there. And these false ideas are destroying you because you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're only seeing what is according to your beliefs or your perception. But what if something bigger is happening in the background? What if you need to be there? Or what if all these, toxic people you may find around you are only around you to tell you, to show you, you don't belong there, you deserve something so much better, but as long as you're staying there, it is destroying you. But don't look at it like all people are toxic or whatever. You can still learn so much from everyone. But as I said at the beginning, you can step forward into growth, or step backward into safety. It's what you choose, right? If you feel like you're not growing where you are, why are you staying there? But if you feel that where you are could make you a better person, then why are you resisting the lessons? False ideas about yourself are destroying you, my friend. So, learn to see a bigger picture. Learn to see a bigger picture. Because, anything that is stagnant is only stagnant because you are not moving forward with it. A relationship that is stagnant is painful because there is no growth, there is no truth, there is no depth to it. And in order to move it on, deepen it, strengthen it, well, you need to have these uncomfortable conversations, right? You need to set some questions like, are you willing to grow with me? Are you willing to deal with this? Are we ready to get this to the next level, to resolve these issues? Talk about it, right? And many times it will put you to face with your own ego, thinking like you always need to be right. And what you know is the most truthful and everybody else is false, and things like that. Always ask yourself these 4 questions that I will give to you right now. What calling does it serve? Whatever you're doing, whatever you're saying, whatever endeavor you're on, whatever craft, whatever art, whatever job, whatever business, whatever you're doing, ask yourself this question. What calling does it serve? What calling does it serve? Because you will notice maybe you're doing it just for your own ego, just to prove yourself right, or just to make some fast money. Well, nothing wrong with that, it's a lesson. But what calling does it serve? Because if there is no higher calling, then most probably you will not go far with it. What calling does it serve? I'm constantly asking myself this. When I see no progress at something that I'm doing, I ask myself, what calling does it serve? So I see that I'm doing it with the right reason, that my values are in check. Even if there is no progress right now, my values are in check, and if I'm staying true to my values, if I'm keeping integrity, I know that eventually progress will come. If I feel stuck, but I'm only serving myself, then normally I will feel stuck. Naturally, I will feel like I'm doing something wrong. So what calling does it serve? The second question, what principles govern my choices? What principles govern my choices? What are you standing for? What are the principles you've designed for yourself? How are you organizing yourself? There are again values behind principles, right? Certain systems that work for you. Like, I've noticed if I'm not sleeping well, I will not be creative, so I need to make sure my sleep is good. And I will do everything I can to improve my sleep, and that's what I did in the past. So these days I'm sleeping so well. Like, for the last 2 years, my sleep has improved so much because I've done certain changes in my life. I've read some books, I've applied, changes. I've changed my diet, I've changed what I do before I go to sleep. When I have my last meal, I'm not eating before I go to sleep. I'm not on my screens, I'm doing meditation, all of that. It's a principle I'm standing for because it is improving me. Then how I start my day is also how my day is going. It's just how it works for me. If I don't start my day well with a good workout, with a meditation, with some visualization to know what I'm working on, to see my vision so I can feel as I'm already there, then I will be lacking this higher energy. As I said at the beginning, you are the one who needs to initiate the change, uplift your thoughts, uplift your actions, uplift your habits, uplift your spirit. So in order to uplift your thoughts, you've most probably noticed it's not just thinking greater thoughts. You can't just think better. What does it even mean, right? You need to uplift your state you're in. And to uplift your state means to start your day differently. And then make sure that your whole day is moving with the same stream as you've started it at the beginning, in the morning. So you can make sure that you're flowing with the same energy as you've started in the morning. This is the power of beginning as a fresh new version of yourself. That's how you uplift your thoughts, because your thoughts are equal to your emotions, and your emotions are equal to what you're used to feel. So it's like a habit. You're like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, addicted to your own emotions, because that's what you're the most used to feel. It's biological, right? And in order to shift that, well, you need to shift something that will change everything. And to me, it's how I sleep, how I end my day and how I start my day. Those are very important principles for me. Then in business, have principles. What principles govern your choices? If you're wasting too much of your time, what are the principles behind that? Or are they just not clear for you? Like being organized, having time management, having control over your behaviors. These are all principles, self-control, right? The third question, do I want to be like everyone else or do I want to do something different? This one is very powerful one, whatever you're doing. So many times we receive messages, hey Gasper, I love what you're doing. I hope one day I will be able to do what you're doing. And I always say, hey, just do you. Do you and become the best at being you. Become the best at being yourself. And that will change everything. And I know it's not easy. Even I catch myself at sometimes copying what someone else is doing and then noticing, well, it was not authentic. On YouTube, it's very easy because there's a lot of competition. There's many other people who are doing something similar. So I need to keep reminding ourselves what makes me unique and authentic and pursue that. And sometimes, we all find ourselves copying someone else or doing what someone else is doing, and it's completely fine. Like, obviously you can learn a skill from someone who's already good at being a student. It's completely fine. But then we also need to ask ourselves, do I want to do something different? Do I want to be like everyone else or do I want to do it differently? Because in order to stand out, well, you need to do it your own way, right? You need to do it in your own way. And that will liberate you. Because you will notice that you are truly not in a competition. You're in a field where you're learning to express yourself. So rather than competing with others, learn to express yourself fully and authentically. So, do you want to be like everyone else or do you want to do things differently? And I found out here that you need to face with many of your fears when you pursue a path that is authentic. And usually it's much slower growth, especially in business or on social media, because authenticity often means that you quit following trends. You quit doing what's popular and you pursue your own path. And it means that firstly, people will ignore it because it's not what they are used to. Then it will become interesting to a little or to a small amount of people. And then if you continue doing it, you will create a new trend. And suddenly so many people will become magnetized towards it. That's how energies manifest. Through consistency, right? But it's a scary move because, well, it's against what you've been used to. All people are following trends and what's popular and just what's familiar. And suddenly when you decide to do what's unique and authentic, it's a scary move. And I found out that for myself, like every time when I've chosen to do my art and I said I will not be painting just what is selling well, something that someone else is doing. I want to do what truly speaks to me. It's scary because it's different, it's new and not necessary that people will like it. So you need to face with the fact that you will be disliked. And it's courage, right? Knowing what not to be afraid of. Knowing what's bigger than fear. And knowing why you're doing it. Is it for selfish reasons or is it for actually selfless service? Paving a new way that can bring some refreshment to society. And the last question, the fourth one, are you ready to make the right decision? Are you ready to make the right decision? Write these questions down because they will change you. Are you ready to make the right decision? Because deep inside you already know what's the right decision. You can step forward into growth or backward into safety. But what is the right decision? So when you answer this, then it's only a matter of question, will you be brave enough at times when you will see no progress? Will you be brave enough at times when you will see that there is no results for your work? And will you have enough faith and trust that that vision of yours will manifest through action if you keep doing it? That's why only rare people succeed. Because having this kind of faith is not just having small faith. Like people say, I believe in God or I believe in the universe, but they actually don't. It's like wholeheartedly devoting yourself to a vision until it manifests. And that's what it means to really overcome fears, right? To learn to swim by throwing yourself into the water. So my friends, this is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed in today's message. I hope you found a great value in it. Let me know in the comment section what inspired you the most, or what is your biggest challenge, so I can make more videos about it if you have anything that may be a struggle for you right now. Thank you so much for your contribution, and I hope you've enjoyed in today's artwork as well. You can find more of my art in our store, AttractPassion.com, where you can support my art buying prints of my art or some of the original paintings. So go there and check it out. Also, thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. With that, you're supporting this mission. Thank you so much. Until next time, one love.